Abraham Lincoln, born February 12, 1809 near Hodgenville, Kentucky, U.S. Died April 15, 1865, Washington. Who preserved the Union during the American Civil War and brought about the emancipation of enslaved people in the United States. Among American heroes, Lincoln continues to have a unique appeal for his fellow countrymen and also for people of other lands. This charm derives from his remarkable life story, the rise from humble origins, the dramatic death, and from his distinctively human and humane personality, as well as from his historical role as savior of the Union and emancipator of enslaved people. His relevance endures and grows especially because of his eloquence as a spokesman for democracy. In his view, the Union was worth saving not only for its own sake but because it embodied an ideal, the ideal of self-government. In recent years, the political side to Lincoln's character, and his racial views in particular, have come under close scrutiny, as scholars continue to find him a rich subject for research. The Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., was dedicated to him on May 30, 1922. Lincoln was born in a backwoods cabin 3 miles, 5 kilometers, south of Hodgenville, Kentucky, and was taken to a farm in the neighboring valley of Knob Creek when he was 2 years old. His earliest memories were of this home and, in particular, of a flash flood that once washed away the corn and pumpkin seeds he had helped his father plant. His father, Thomas Lincoln, was the descendant of a weaver's apprentice who had migrated from England to Massachusetts in 1637. Though much less prosperous than some of his Lincoln forebears, Thomas was a sturdy pioneer. On June 12, 1806, he married Nancy Hanks. The Hanks genealogy is difficult to trace, but Nancy appears to have been of illegitimate birth. She has been described as stoop-shouldered, thin-breasted, sad, and fervently religious. Thomas and Nancy Lincoln had 3 children, Sarah, Abraham, and Thomas, who died in infancy. In December 1816, faced with a lawsuit challenging the title to his Kentucky farm, Thomas Lincoln moved with his family to southwestern Indiana. There, as a squatter on public land, he hastily put up a half-faced camp-a crude structure of logs and boughs with one side open to the weather, in which the family took shelter behind a blazing fire. Soon he built a permanent cabin, and later he bought the land on which it stood. Abraham helped to clear the fields and to take care of the crops, but early acquired a dislike for hunting and fishing. In after years he recalled the panther's scream, the bears that preyed on the swine, and the poverty of Indiana frontier life, which was pretty pinching at times. The unhappiest period of his boyhood followed the death of his mother in the autumn of 1818. As a ragged 9-year-old, he saw her buried in the forest, then faced a winter without the warmth of a mother's love. To win the war, President Lincoln had to have popular support. The reunion of North and South required, first of all, a certain degree of unity in the North. But the North contained various groups with special interests of their own. Lincoln faced the task of attracting to his administration the support of as many divergent groups and individuals as possible. Accordingly, he gave much of his time and attention to politics, which in one of its aspects is the art of attracting such support. Fortunately for the Union cause, he was a president with rare political skill. He had the knack of appealing to fellow politicians and talking to them in their own language. He had a talent for smoothing over personal differences and holding the loyalty of men antagonistic to one another. Inheriting the spoils system, he made good use of it, disposing of government jobs in such a way as to strengthen his administration and further its official aid. The opposition party remained alive and strong. Its membership included War Democrats and Peace Democrats, often called Copperheads, a few of whom collaborated with the enemy. Lincoln did what he could to cultivate the assistance of the War Democrats, as in securing from Congress the timely approval of the 13th Amendment. So far as feasible, he conciliated the Peace Democrats. He heeded the complaints of one of them, Governor Horatio Seymour of New York, in regard to the draft quota for that state. He commuted the prison sentence of another, Congressman Clement L. Now he belongs to the ages, Stanton is supposed to have said as Lincoln took his last breath. Many thought of Lincoln as a martyr. The assassination had occurred on Good Friday, and on the following Sunday, memorable as Black Easter, hundreds of speakers found a sermon in the event. Some of them saw more than mere chance in the fact that Assassination Day was also Crucifixion Day. One declared, "Jesus Christ died for the world, Abraham Lincoln died for his country." Thus the posthumous growth of his reputation was influenced by the timing and circumstances of his death, which won for him a kind of sainthood.